If you really look at Amber Rose, you are clearly like a mixed race person, right?
Right.
However, I think culturally in America, you're considered black. Do you think that's how people perceive you, and is that how you perceive yourself?
I do not consider myself a black woman. Absolutely not.
I wish people would forget racism. Yes, as a biracial person, it fucking drives me nuts. I literally hate it so much.
Amber Rose is known for being the it girl that every rapper wanted to be with for almost a decade. From 2008 to 2017, she's known for doing absolutely nothing. If you Google what does Amber Rose do, it will say she's an American model, actress, television personality, and social media influencer. And nobody knows her from any of that. Amber Rose is known for dating black rappers in controversial over-sexualized moments and promoting degeneracy while building her entire brand off black culture. But now, she's wearing a MAGA hat, speaking at the RNC and telling us white people should say the N-word.
White people should be able to say and I'm gonna tell you why. Because no one, when you really stop giving a about stupid, dumbass words, will stop killing each other.
This is the classic case of someone eating off black culture and not picking up the tab. Amber Rose used black people to get famous, enrich herself, help support her movements, only to disrespect them and turn her back to please a certain demographic, like many other celebrities have done. When you look at the timeline, it's a masterclass in cultural proximity. She didn't just date these rappers, she absorbed their spotlight. But now that she's arrived, she's shown how she truly feels. She's now trying to rewrite the rules of blackness to fit her comfort level. Nobody knew who Amber Rose was until she appeared in the Young Jeezy Put On music video in 2008. In the video, Amber appears with hair, which she has noted was a look she often wore for work before adopting her signature bald-headed look. This is one of her first high-profile appearances in the video that caught the attention of Kanye West. Kanye reached out to the director to get her contact information, and they would end up meeting up shortly after when he flew her out to Los Angeles to appear in the music video for his song RoboCop. They began dating officially later in 2008, and by 2009 they were a high-profile couple, famously appearing together on red carpets like the 2009 MTV Video Music Awards. Kanye literally branded her and put her in the spotlight. This was her launch. Without Kanye, there is no Amber Rose. She was soaking up that A-list black credibility, but it didn't last very long. By 2010, the fling stopped and they broke up. When they split, Kanye embarrassed her and said he had to take 30 showers after dating her before he could get with Kim.
It's very hard for a woman to, want to be with someone that's with Amber Rose. So she wasn't sending nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like I had to take 30 showers before I got with Kim, you know?
However, she used that victimhood to build sympathy within the black community. She wrote saying, "After all these years, I never snitched on you, and I don't plan on starting now. We once loved each other, so I won't do you like that. I'll leave that up to the Kardashians to humiliate you when they're done with you." Amber also called out Kanye for being a bully, saying, "People make mistakes in life. Trust me, I have. But when you bully other people when you're not perfect, it's so fucked. I owned up to every piece of my life." She positioned herself as the woman scorned by the toxic black rapper, and it worked. She got the fame, the sympathy, and the platform. And after Kanye, she goes to the next rapper, Wiz Khalifa. Amber and Wiz began dating in early 2011 after Wiz publicly stated she was his celebrity crush.
Any bitch sweating out there, like you see, like damn, that bitch bad. Like less famous, like famous chick. I got
Amber Rose is bad.
Yo, tell me about it, man.
I hope she don't mind me calling her, but like she got a bald head, she smokes cigarettes, so she can't like be mad at me.
Man, she is bad.
She's bad.
My fiance, we had love at first sight.
Where's Khalifa? Go to name your man, girl.
Oh, you have an engagement ring?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. How recent is that?
March 1st. We got
Oh, okay. All right, so go ahead.
They welcomed their son Sebastian on February 21st, 2013 and married 5 months later on July 8th and ended up divorcing in 2014. But within that brief period, she effectively became the cool mom of the culture. And by 2015, Amber Rose was becoming more of an activist for women. It began with the focus on feminism, slut shaming, and sexual assault awareness. Amber Rose founded the Los Angeles chapter of the Slut Walk in October of 2015. While the movement started in Canada, Amber organized her own in the US. Roughly a year after she filed for divorce from Wiz Khalifa. During the inaugural walk, she specifically cited comments made by both Kanye West and Wiz Khalifa as catalysts for her movement.
I decided to have this slut walk for women that have been through shit. Moving forward, I want to I want to forgive Kanye for what he said about me. I want to let all that negativity go. I also forgive Wiz for what he said. Wiz actually apologized to me already, so I have forgiven him.
On paper, the movement was about women's rights, but a closer observation, it looks more like a woman using the aesthetic of black feminism without doing the homework. This is where the using black people argument really gets legs. She organized these walks in LA, often centering herself as the face of oppression while dissing the group of people who follows her the most. She fucked up. She would start showing how she truly feels about black people because she went on Drink Champs in 2017 and said women in Philly aren't traditionally attractive.
I cannot figure out what in the world Amber Rose was thinking when she said what she said about people back in her hometown.
I don't know how I could say this without sounding like f***ed up, but a lot of the people where I'm from aren't traditionally attractive people.
I understand what you're saying.
And for me, being blessed with beauty, as beautiful women know, it's a blessing and a curse.
And who's in Philly? A lot of black women. She basically insulted the very black community she came from while standing on a podium claiming to fight for them. The problem is, historically, there's well-documented evidence of mainstream movements co-opting the labor and narratives of black women to help their own agendas, while marginalizing them when it's time to help address their specific needs while disrespecting them. This is on a smaller level, but it's no different. And the pattern didn't just stop with Wiz Khalifa. It shocked everyone when she started dating 21 Savage.
Hey, we've been told that if anyone disrespects Amber, you'll bust them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, straight up.
Right.
You won't smoke.
21 was the grimiest, most street rapper out at the time. And here comes Amber Rose, the Hollywood socialite. It felt like she was accessorizing. She even bought him a promise ring. It was like she was collecting hood trophies to keep her relevance alive in the blogs. She had him prancing around with the sign that says, "I'm a hoe too." This made Amber and 21 the hot topic at the time, making headlines. While this was good for Amber, 21's masculinity kept being called into question.
Well, I guess 21 Savage has been getting a lot of flack for being at the slut walk with his woman, Amber Rose. He was holding a sign that said, "I'm a hoe too," and she had on her Captain Save a Hoe cape.
So what?
And here's what he had to say about people going in on him.
Get off my
Get off your bitch too.
Yeah, get off my bitch too. Slut walk was fun as a mother.
Listen, man, some of y'all get on IG and say what you gonna do for the poom poom, but y'all not really about that life. 21 out here showing what he would really do for the poom poom in real life, so stop hating. That man's in love.
And near the end of 2018, Amber Rose started dating Alexander Edwards, a black music executive, whom she had her second child with. So now she has 2 black children with 2 different black men. You would think this would make her more protective of black people. While dating these men, Amber was fighting a war on another front with her own identity. On her Hot 97 interview, she made it very clear she doesn't consider herself to be a black woman.
Do you think that's how people perceive you? And is that how you perceive yourself?
I do not consider myself a black woman. Absolutely not.
I think race in America is different than culture, is different than ethnicity, is different than nationality, and some people bundle those things, right? I check the black box, but that's also because I was raised by a black father who was very pro-black and was like, yo,
see, I check other.
You check other. Now,
because of the one drop rule, Amber would have never been accepted as white, or did she ever feel accepted or felt white in white spaces because of her aesthetic. But Amber was not accepting that she was black until Ebro had to remind her.
Do you feel that you have had the experience of a black American woman, or do you think that some of the bullshit that black women have to deal with in America every day, you've gotten a bit of a pass on?
I feel like when I'm around white people, I don't feel as white. Like, I don't.
Got it.
That's another reason why I consider myself black, is because white people was quick to remind me, yo, nigga, what's up?
Exactly.
You're a nigger.
Like, you know, I got a big ass and lips. Like, my body is different.
You black, that's why.
You know what I'm saying?
You
like,
black.
it was just.
You're taking it.
I was different than the white girls I hung out
yo,
with.
Amber, you black.
I am.
First pick in the racial draft, Ebro?
We'll take Amber.
The hesitation in picking and choosing what side she wants to identify with at times, she was basically everything else but black. What it is convenience, because when she's on Baddies Africa, she's an African queen.
I heard that you consider yourself an African queen.
I am an African queen. We all are.
When she wants to be exotic and better than, she's not black. When she wants to claim oppression or fit into the baddies aesthetic, suddenly she's an African queen. Good thing black women saw right through this flip-flopping, because she would make headlines due to all the backlash she receives for her constant exploitation of the black community when it's time to capitalize off the black community.
Can I ask, what do you say to people that didn't like that you called yourself an African queen?
Kiss my ass.
Yeah?
Amber Rose has had to address her heritage multiple times. People saying things about her like she's an habitual line stepper when it comes to race, which is true, but Amber was growing sick of all the backlash she has gotten regarding her race because during the filming for season 2 of College Hill Celebrity Edition, Jocelyn Hernandez would question Amber about her identity that she took as disrespect.
Amber, we got a little white person in here, but she's mixed though. But
we don't want to put down anybody because that's not the point.
No, it's not the point. But my thing is freedom of speech is freedom of speech. Because I have the freedom of speech to say that black folks is a little bit cuter than the white people. Okay. I mean, if you don't like that, then you need to go and rewrite your constitution.
I can't let nobody bully me like that. I refuse. I don't let my family bully me like that. If Jocelyn says one more thing to me, I might just snap.
Jocelyn may be in the wrong with her approach, but she isn't wrong with her observation, because talking about Amber Rose's cultural identity is very personal to her. Because when she told Amber she doesn't even want to be black, she wants to be a white girl, that made her crash out.
She went there, so let me finish.
Wait.
Nah, you want to go there? Let me finish. There she go. Cry, baby, cry, baby, cry, baby.
Come on now, this ain't for that. Come on now. No, hold her. Oh my gosh. No, y'all.
Amber Rose has continued to let down the women she says she supposedly support and would commit the ultimate betrayal when she would post a picture with Donald and Melania Trump with the caption Trump 2024. From saying she would leave the country if Trump became president before the 2016 election to being one of his biggest supporters speaking at the RNC in 2024. Amber Rose let a whole group of women down and said she didn't give a fuck when she received backlash for making these women feel like they were betrayed. When she spoke at the RNC, she did nothing but lie, spread misinformation, and didn't really know why she was supporting Trump in the first place. One of the first things she said was that the first person she knows to support Trump was her father, who is Irish and Italian, who we know she identifies with the most.
The first person I knew who supported Donald Trump was my father. I was shocked. My entire family is racially diverse. And I believe the left-wing propaganda that Donald Trump was a racist.
She tried to relate to the average person acting like she isn't a multimillionaire, acting as if high gas and grocery prices affect her, while not giving any great reason for her support of Trump. She didn't even mention any policies that could be beneficial for her supporters, instead acting like her support isn't just a way to bond with her father.
I want to thank my father, who's in the audience tonight, for opening my eyes. He served over 20 years in the U.S. military. Thank you for your service, Dad. I love you, Dad. I love you. I love you so much. Thank you. If you're watching this tonight, you know our country is in trouble. Just like me. When you go to the store and buy food for your family, you're shocked. When you fill up your gas tank, you're pissed. I know I am.
Amber's father told her that Trump isn't a racist, so he told her to prove it to him. So she claimed that she did the research, and during her research, she couldn't find that he was racist, and that she actually fell in love with him and his policies without even listing any of them.
Said, "No, he's not, Amber. What are you talking about?" And when I insisted, he said, "Prove it." So to prove my father wrong, I did my research and looked into all things Donald Trump.
You know, it's funny. I went to my dad, my white military dad, and I said, Trump is racist, you know? And he was like, what the f are you talking about? No, he's not. No, he's not. And I was arguing with my dad, and he was just like, Amber, prove to me that Trump is racist.
Nice.
And I couldn't. He challenged me. And then in trying to find that Trump was racist, I fell in love with him. Yes. I fell in love with everything about him and what he wants to do for us. And
She claimed that Trump and his supporters didn't care if you were black, but further into his presidency, we're seeing that's not true, because Trump had specifically targeted black people by systematically dismantling civil rights and economic protections.
I realize Donald Trump and his supporters don't care if you're black, white, gay, or straight. It's all love.
Donald Trump criticized the Civil Rights Act of 1964, saying that it was unfair in some cases and led to white people being treated very badly. Trump argued to the New York Times that the civil rights era protections established in the 1960s, protections that outlawed racially discriminatory voting laws and segregation, led to discrimination against white Americans, including the denial of education opportunities.
Amber would use the same words in each interview when asked about her support to Trump. I was a hypocrite.
and I felt like a hypocrite.
Trump doesn't hate you.
Donald Trump doesn't hate you.
I was brainwashed.
Because I had been brainwashed living in LA.
I guarantee you she wouldn't be able to name any policies. When Joy Reid would respond to her speech at the RNC, you could just feel the disappointment she caused black women. Not only was it frustrating for Joy, she understood that Amber Rose didn't see herself as black, but made a living off of the culture.
So it's ironic that they were able to recruit this young woman who, she's a racially ambiguous. I don't want to say she's black because she has said she's not. So I don't want to say this black woman, this woman who is of whatever race that she has claimed. She said she's not black. But they've brought somebody whose whole career is based in black culture. She used to be on a show on BET. That's the reason most people know who she is. She dated one of the most prominent African-American rappers in the business, in the history of hip hop. So her whole culture came from black culture, even though she says she's not a black person herself.
Amber would respond to Joy's comments saying, "I never said I wasn't black. I said I identify as biracial. I'm not going to invalidate my white father to make you feel more comfortable." Soon as Amber put that red hat on, she became a bigot, telling black people that white people can call us a nigga and that we're sensitive and violent.
Because no one, when you really stop giving a about stupid, dumbass words, will stop killing each other.
This is ironic because the same person that was violent over being called a white woman instead of being called a mixed was just words, but wants to justify the N-word. This is the reason why we get people like Chud the Builder harassing black people because of rhetoric being pushed by people like Amber Rose. She would become very performative to prove her point, running around with known racist men so that we understand she doesn't care, feeding him grapes, sitting in his lap, just a very weird watch. It would become so bad that she would start to believe everything she heard, spreading misinformation about Haitians eating cats and dogs in Springfield, Ohio, and couldn't fathom the fact that Trump either lied or just misspoke.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in, they're eating the cats, they're eating the pets of the people that live there.
If it's true.
No, but it's not true. That's the thing.
No.
It's not true.
No, let's not do that because people have come out and said that their cats and dogs hung up in front of people's homes and they saw with their own squad.
ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
She would show up on streams of people like Sneeko who would push skewed statistics about black people and just outright disrespect black people and mock them every chance he got.
I was reading comments on, I think it was the Academics video, and they're like, "Yeah, nigga, this is why Sneeko get attacked in the street. This is why he get punched in the face." I'm like, do you not see that that's the whole point? Of you are supposed to ignore this because they're calling you low IQ, low impulse control, emotionally vulnerable, and you act out in violence.
A lot of people are really angry about ICE, so I can see why the outrage.
So stop trying to stop federal agents from doing their jobs, and then mind your business, let them do their jobs, and then there shouldn't be any casualties.
Because of the controversy around Amber Rose's blackness or lack thereof, and her thinking that her whiteness has to be tied with the extreme end of a political spectrum, she would sit down for an interview with Shannon Sharpe and he would ask her about her benefiting from black culture.
What do you think of the people that are profited off of being in black spaces? You got a problem with that? You okay with that?
Well, that confuses me. I'm gonna tell you why. Because you cannot blame, you have to blame the consumer.
Right.
At that point, right?
Right.
So when people are like, Amber, you're famous for no reason, it's like, maybe, but you have to blame the consumer. You can't blame me.
Right.
Blame the people that buy into what I'm selling.
Mm-hmm.
Because Amber was becoming more conservative, she would get pressured on her past actions and would start playing the victim when she would get asked on why she did things like the slut walk that inspired many women, and acted like she did nothing wrong and blamed the political party for pushing an agenda, saying that she was a brainwashed feminist that didn't know she was being brainwashed.
What's different?
Well, a lot is different now. I have come to terms with the fact that I was brainwashed. I was a brainwashed feminist, and I felt like my heart was in the right place when I was doing that stuff, because I thought I was doing the right thing, and I realized over time that I wasn't. I felt like I was a part of the degeneracy.
She really has no accountability for her actions, because she would claim that she was in survival mode as an excuse for her behavior. But the problem is, she was well into being a millionaire when she was posting these provocative images and videos online that actually continued for a while. She didn't come out and apologize for the slut walk, she just blamed everyone else. Even after her speech, she was insulted by self-proclaimed Christian Matt Walsh for not just speaking at the RNC, but being a quote slut that sleeps with rappers speaking at the RNC. Soon as she turns her back on her supporters, she's met with insults by her own party. It would turn out to be another contradiction on Amber's part, because the words Matt Walsh said obviously had some effect on Amber, because Candace Owens' attempt to get Matt and Amber to make amends would be a failed attempt due to Amber's feelings.
You know, I was actually following him on Instagram.
Were you?
And I unfollowed him after I saw that tweet.
Oh my! See, I
didn't know much about him, but I saw
you guys
other people following him, so I was just trying to find a community of people, and I unfollowed him. I'm like, oh, I guess he doesn't like me. So
honestly, the tweet was ill representative of who Matt Walsh is. I wish you guys, and I hope you will, and the opportunity to have a moment to speak, because I promise you, like, it's not who he is. He's like a really good dude. And
I know, I'm good though.
Yeah, I know, I feel it. I know, I get it.
Amber Rose continues to disrespect the black culture that's made her rich and that she continues to benefit from, and calls everyone sensitive that doesn't agree with her. She refuses to acknowledge any wrongdoing and repeat the same bigoted talking points as the same people she's around when she's questioned. She's not for the culture. She's against it.